You know a guy like this. Maybe you are this guy. He does everything right. He's respectful, he's consistent, he shows up, he listens, he remembers, he cares, and she friend zones him. Then there's the other one. Cancels plans last minute, doesn't text back for 2 days, hot one week, cold the next, and she can't stop thinking about him. You've seen it, you've felt it, and somewhere inside you it made you furious because it made no sense. Today, it will. Before we go any further, this is not about becoming a bad person. This is not about treating women poorly. This is about understanding something that nobody taught you, something that operates underneath the surface of every attraction you've ever witnessed. Most men spend their entire lives playing by rules that were never true, and they lose, not because they're bad men, but because they're invisible ones. Let's start with the thing that breaks every good man's brain. She says, out loud to her friends, maybe even to you, I just want a good guy, someone kind, someone who actually cares. And she means it. She's not lying to you. She's not playing games. She genuinely believes it. But then she goes home to the man who made her wait 3 days for a reply, and she's addicted to him. How? Here's the answer most people stop at. Women are attracted to bad boys. That's not the answer. That's the surface. Underneath it, there's something much more precise. And once you see it, you can never unsee it. On your brain and her brain are not designed to respond to goodness. They're designed to respond to impact. Think about the last time you felt something intensely. Not comfort, not safety. Something that made your pulse go up. Was it something predictable? Or was it something that surprised you, something that made you uncertain, something you couldn't control? That's not weakness. That's how every human brain works. Emotional spikes get recorded. Calm consistency gets ignored. This is not a flaw in her. This is not a flaw in you. This is biology. And you've been fighting it without knowing it existed. The nice man creates comfort. He's available. Always. He responds immediately. Always. He agrees. He adjusts. He accommodates. He removes every sharp edge from every interaction. And here's what that does to her nervous system. Nothing. Not because she doesn't appreciate him, but because her brain has nothing to lock onto. No uncertainty, no anticipation, no spike. Comfort is not attraction. Comfort is what you feel after attraction. You've been skipping straight to the end and wondering why nothing starts. The man she can't stop thinking about, he's not crueler. He's more unpredictable. She doesn't know what he's thinking. She doesn't know if he's as interested as she is. She doesn't know what comes next. And that uncertainty, that not knowing, creates something in her brain that comfort never can. It creates focus. Every time he texts, it means something, because it wasn't guaranteed. Every time he shows up, it hits harder, because she wasn't sure he would. Every emotion she feels around him is amplified, because her brain is working overtime trying to read him. He didn't do anything special. He just created space, and her mind filled that space with him. Now, here's the layer underneath that. When you give everything immediately, your time, your attention, your affection, your validation, you send a signal. The signal is not, I care about you. The signal is, I have nothing else going on. Not because it's true, but because that's what the behavior communicates. The man who doesn't chase, who doesn't drop everything, who makes her wonder, even slightly, if she has his full attention. His attention feels earned. And what is earned feels valuable. What is guaranteed feels ordinary. You've been handing over gold and calling it a gift. She's been receiving it and feeling nothing, because it cost her nothing to receive it. And then there's the piece that ties all of this together. Easy approval means nothing. When your attention is everywhere, it's worth nothing. When your attention is selective, when it has to be earned, It becomes the thing she's working toward. The nice man approves of everything she does, everything she says. His approval lands like background noise. The other man is harder to read. So when he does respond, when he does show up, when he does approve, it lands like a verdict. Not because he's playing games, because scarcity creates value. In economics, in psychology, in attraction, it's the same mechanism every time. You've been thinking, if I'm better, if I give more, if I'm more consistent, eventually she'll see it. But attraction is not a courtroom. There's no judge reviewing your record. There's no moment where the points add up and you win. Attraction is not a moral system. It's a psychological one, and you've been trying to win an emotional game by following logical rules. So what's actually underneath the behavior of the man she can't leave? It's not cruelty. Strip away the bad behavior, and here's what's left. He creates emotional impact. He appears selective. He holds tension without collapsing it. He controls his own reactions. He doesn't need her approval to feel okay. That last one. Read it again. He doesn't need her approval to feel okay. That is the center of everything. Because the moment you need her to respond a certain way, to text back, to validate you, to choose you, you've handed her all the power, and she can feel it. Not because she's manipulative, because humans are wired to sense neediness, and neediness repels. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need to be cold. You don't need to play games. You need to become someone who creates presence. Stop investing before there's something to invest in. When you give everything on day one, there's nowhere for it to go but down. Let things build. Let her wonder slightly. Let there be a next time that she actually wants. Let silence exist, not as a tactic, as a truth. You have a life. You exist fully outside of her. When she feels that, really feels it, everything shifts. Be selective with your attention. Not everyone gets your focus. Not every message needs an immediate reply. When your attention is scarce, it stops being taken for granted. Control your reactions. When something bothers you, don't immediately perform that emotion. Respond from calm. Stability reads as strength. And strength, real, quiet strength, is magnetic in a way that niceness never is. And be willing to walk away, not as a move, as a fact about who you are. If you cannot genuinely leave and be okay, you are not free. And she can feel that you're not free. The man who can walk away without falling apart is the man who almost never has to. Here's what shifts when you internalize all of this. You stop thinking, I hope she picks me. And you start thinking, she either experiences me or she doesn't. That's not arrogance. That's groundedness. That's a man who knows his own value and doesn't need a single person to confirm it. And here's what happens when you become that man. Everything changes, not just with women, with people, with rooms you walk into, with opportunities that find you. Because presence, real presence, is not something you perform. It's something people feel. Before you open your mouth, the world doesn't respond to goodness. It responds to impact. It always has. So let's go back to where we started. The good man. The one who does everything right. The one who loses. He doesn't lose because he's too good. He loses because he's forgettable, not as a person, as a presence. There's a version of that man who keeps everything that makes him good, the respect, the consistency, the care, and adds to it the one thing the other man had by accident, the ability to be completely okay without needing anyone to tell him he should be. That man doesn't just get chosen, he becomes the one she can't stop thinking about, the one she tells her friends about, the one she compares everyone else to. You don't win by being better. You win by being felt.